Here we are for another episode of Spooky Slumbers, designed to help you sleep like the long departed. Tonight, we are visiting the witch's house in the woods. You will meet the witch's familiars, a cat, a hare, and a crow, and you will explore her house and its beautiful garden filled with flowers and herbs for spellcasting. The witch is a wise woman that specializes in healing and, most notably, healing through sleep magic. She also deals in good luck charms for when you're awake. She will use her magic to heal you as you sleep, and to give you good luck and fortune when you wake the next day. All you need to do is relax and go to sleep. So, with that in mind, take a breath and get yourself settled into your bed, feeling the weight of your body sinking into your bed. Take another breath, closing your eyes, letting your body go, surrendering to sleep. Knowing there is nothing left for you to do today. You imagine that there is a white ball of light that starts at the soles of your feet and gently moves upwards, relaxing your body as it passes through, like being in a warm bath. First your feet, then your legs, your stomach, your chest, arms, and finally your face and head. Thoughts may come and go, but you let them slip through your mind without placing any importance on them. You let them go off into the woods in front of you, where they will get carried away by the breeze. No need to chase them, just let them go. There is nothing left to do today, and the witch's house in the woods is ready for you. As you slip deep into sleep, you notice that there are trees all around you. They are lit by the sun slowly, that is throwing out its last few rays of rich golden light. Everything is golden and serene. Beneath your feet, the ground is a mixture of grass and moss, and in the distance, you can make out a cobbled pathway leading to a trail of carved pumpkins. The pumpkins are filled with lit candles, and they give off a warm glow from within. You can hear the comforting sound of your feet tapping on the cobbles as you walk towards this enchanted pumpkin pathway. You've heard many tales about these woods, that they are haunted by ghosts, plagued by pixies, and frequented by forest sprites. Although you've spent many hours in these woods, you've never come across any of these entities, but you're sure that if you did, they would be friendly. Light glints and makes faces on the lumpen bark of the trees, but it's just a trick of the eye. There is nothing here that can harm you. In front of you, you see a small cat. His fur looks soft as velvet and infinitely black. He takes a moment to run his pink tongue over a velvety paw and then sits, his tail curling around him. His otherworldly green eyes blink at you slowly, as if to tell you that he has been expecting you. He starts wandering up a long, pumpkin-lit pathway and looks back at you, expecting you to follow. You follow the inky black cat. The light of the pumpkins warms your skin and your spirit. You see the intricate carvings of stars, suns, flowers, trees, and unidentifiable symbols, and you know this must have been done by magic. When some people think of witches, they may expect a crone, shunned by society, and although it is true that witches were cast out of society at one time, it is also true that witches are not women to be feared. Or at least, not all of them are. Witches are wise women, herbalists and healers. In front of you is a warm and inviting house. It has a thatched roof with a giant twisted chimney, which has smoke billowing out. Bats play in the sky above the house and in the surrounding trees. You step onto the porch where there is a large oak door with a cast iron broom-shaped knocker. But you don't need to use it, as the door opens for you, without you having to lift a finger. The largest room of the house appears to be a well-used and well-loved kitchen. The fire is roaring, and there is a large black pot hanging over it, where a heady mix of herbs and some unknown ingredients bubble away. are lined with shelves, stuffed with books and bottles, and a myriad of magical mushrooms hang to dry from one of the shelves. There are small bookcases, large bookcases, cabinets and cupboards. It is a very well-equipped house with pots and pans and cauldrons and brooms and everything else you might expect from a witch's kitchen. Over by the fire, there is a wooden table between two large, comfortable armchairs. Someone has laid the table out for tea. There is a tall teapot with a twisted spout, 2 cups and saucers, and delicious-looking biscuits, breads, sticky cakes, and fruit. So far, you haven't seen the witch in residence, but you notice a noise coming from a windowsill, which is crammed with dribbly candles, and you spot a crow simply sitting with its head cocked to one side. Ivy grows in a wild bundle near the window and into the room, and it looks like it is open quite often for the crow to come and go as it pleases. The crow takes to the air and lands on the edge of the table. It gestures to the food on offer with its head, and then nods a blueberry from the platter of fruit in your direction. It is the most sweet and delicious fruit you have ever tasted. Just then, you hear a noise coming from outside, and you notice that the large oak door leading to the garden is open just a crack. You borrow a velvet cloak from the hat stand by the door, wrapping it around your shoulders to protect you against the cold. Pebbles crunch under the feet of a majestic hare playing in the moonlight. You follow it and make your way further into the garden. You see a figure, also wearing a cloak, standing in the garden, and the figure bends to pick herbs and flowers to put in the wicker basket she carries under one arm. It is the witch of the house, and she is not at all surprised by your presence. She pulls her hood from her head to reveal a mass of curly copper hair and approaches you with a welcoming smile. Taking you by the arm, she shows you further into the garden, through an archway, and past what appears to be a sundial that is working by the light of the moon. The sun has now firmly set, and there is a full moon high in the sky, illuminating the garden with a blue glow. The air is heady with a herbal scent, and the witch tells you how the full moon is the best time to pick the flora in her garden. You step onto the mossy grass where smooth-capped toadstools poke out here and there. In front of you, the garden is bursting with flowers. Plants and herbs of all sorts and shapes and sizes that are used for all sorts of spells. They are luminous in the blue light of the moon. There are also willow trees and bird baths and wind chimes, and the witch shows you around, telling you about the magic of the Midnight Garden, explaining about the flowers and herbs, what they can be used for when casting spells and mixing potions. Deadly nightshade for pain relief and muscle relaxer. Night blooming jasmine with its wheels of pungent white flowers reflecting the blue of the moon is perfect for perfumes and essential oils, and you lean in to take a deep breath of its sweet scent. Lilies associated with the moon are for protection and to keep away unwanted spirits and curses. The eruption of pink and white lilies sit alongside lavender, chamomile and spearmint for clarity of mind and to aid sleep. Mugwort for prosperity and good fortune. Daisies for good luck, and lemon balm for friendship. An array of soft red and pink roses for love, thyme to banish nightmares, and wild garlic to attract positivity. You have no idea how long you've been in the garden for, and now you've finished picking everything you need from the garden. The witch leads you back into the house. When she steps through the door to the house, all the candles become brightly lit, and the fire roars. She takes her basket and lays it on the table, picking out a few herbs here and a few petals there. She looks at you for a moment in the bright light of the room, as if to understand something about you. And without saying a word, she knows what spell she is going to make. She gestures you to a seat and goes about taking selected jars of powders and tinctures from the shelves around her. She places select items in the black pot hanging over the fire and stirs them with a large wooden spoon. She takes out a pestle and mortar and grinds some of the herbs and petals she has taken from the wicker basket. As the pot starts to bubble and boil, she sprinkles in the sticky ground mixture of herbs and waves her hands over the pot. And for just that moment, the candles in the room burn brightly. Purples and greens, pinks and oranges, and then promptly they return to their normal colour. "There," she says, pouring the liquid from the black pot into the teapot laid out on the table in front of you. You pour yourself a cup, knowing that this is exactly what you need to give you good fortune when you awake. You sip the infusion, It's sweet and heady, and you partake in the comestibles on offer to you. Once you have finished taking tea with the witch, you find a comfortable armchair to curl up in. The cat comes along, purring, and settles nearby to protect you until the morning comes. The glow of the fire keeps you warm, and you know that you can stay here as long as you like. As you drift off to sleep, you know that when you wake, the spell will be cast, and good fortune is coming your way. You will wake rested, and everything you most desire in life will be on its way to you. But for the meantime, feel comfortable, stay spooky, and slumber away.